Wednesday, November 29th.
Oh my God!
Will you be there live when AEW returns to the Target Center for their only live event this year?
Here we go! Oh!
AEW Dynamite and Rampage will take over the Twin Cities for this amazing night of elite professional wrestling action.
My God, listen to that! I'm better than you! We're live in the Twin Cities!
A good night's back!
Don't miss AEW at the Target Center. Tickets are on sale now. Go to AEWTix.com.
Hi, I'm Chaz Kangas for Speak Minneapolis, and today we are in the presence of greatness. I am joined by 16-time World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time Hall of Famer, the worldwide symbol of excellence in wrestling, as well as an absolute passionate treasure here in Minnesota, and the man who really built and then rebuilt wrestling at the Target Center, and he is in town for this week's AEW Dynamite this Wednesday at the Target Center, the legendary Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Rick, how you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Spectacular. Well, so happy to have you with us, and your entire career you've always had a gift for timing, on top of, in the ring, on the microphone, but also career-wise, knowing just the right moment and where to go. So what made now the right time to join AEW?
Oh, I think the opportunity presented itself because one of my greatest opponents ever is retiring in March, and I'm just kind of along for the ride and the party. Really enjoying myself.
That's wonderful. Yeah, of course, you're referring to the legendary Sting,
yes,
who you've had so many tremendous battles with, both
yeah,
as an ally, as an opponent, whether it's, the Great American Bash, Clash of the Champions, my personal favorite, the 93 Saturday night match that summer.
Yeah.
So what do you think it is about the dynamic between Sting and yourself that allows for such great chemistry?
I don't know, complete opposites personality-wise, but just chemistry. It's like Steamboat and I are just complete opposites in terms of our social lives or anything else, but we just had chemistry. I mean, I had with Shawn Michaels. I mean, there's some guys you just have chemistry with, and you don't need to even think about it. It just happens. It just flows. You just make music.
And so did you know that from the very first match
Yes.
with him then?
Yes.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So with you being, 16-time world champion and some other world title accolades along the way itself, and then you're in town with AEW, and their current reigning champion, MJF, just hit the 1-year mark as champion.
Yeah.
So what do you think makes for a great championship reign, and what of that do you potentially see in MJF?
Well, he's incredibly talented, and he's really good in the ring, and he's really good on the mic, and he looks good. He's got a great physique. I mean, for a young guy, he's got a lot going on, and a huge, huge future.
And that future also includes he's going to be acting in the upcoming movie Iron Claw, based on the Von Erich family.
Oh, he's in that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, that was a big part of my life. I was there with the Von Erichs in the '80s. Sad story.
Yeah, it is. But so I would say, with that coming out, what are some of your memories with the Von Erichs?
Oh God! I mean, I made a lot of money with them, but it was just terrible. I mean, there's things I just can't even talk about. They had issues. Yeah. Every one of them. I mean, and some people look at my son. You least suspect it, and I guess kind of like me, I just didn't. I couldn't imagine it happening. And Fritz, the father, just wouldn't accept the fact that was going on right underneath his very nose. So it's really strange. Actually, the movie's long overdue, I think, but I was out there a lot and saw it all, and it's not the kind of part of history I feel bad about it. It's not one of my favorite periods of life. It was fun to be out there then, but I look back on the tragedy and what they put themselves through. It's a lot.
But speaking of movies and your local connections out here, you acted in the Verne Gagne movie, The Wrestler, back in '74.
Yeah.
So, which we have in rotation here on the network here. So I'm sure we'll find a way to play that in to tie into the show this week.
What
was it like filming that with Verne?
I can't even remember. I just loved being with Verne. You know, anytime I could be around him, he was a great guy. Really motivational.
Yeah. And and then that was so early on in your career, and so much in the years that followed that, and setting that off, including with the show tomorrow night at the Target Center.
Yes.
A venue which you may not be aware, because I know there's been over 300 matches a year. Many of those 1 hour matches each year. The impact that you had on the Target Center out here. When the Target Center, because it's relatively new, it's open in the.
I've only wrestled there twice, or 3 times maybe.
Yeah, but those 3 it was you in a tag against Hogan and Piper once.
Yep.
Yeah, and the very first you and Hogan, or not the very first, but one of the very first you and Hogan one-on-one matches was out here.
Yeah.
And then even then there was a time in the '90s when wrestling didn't have local syndication here, and then thankfully, it wound up coming back in the Target Center like '96. And, for all your accolades, there's also a lot that you've done that you don't get credit for that you should.
Yeah.
Namely, rebuilding WCW's entire house show run in like '95 or so. You and Savage on top really laid that foundation to rebuild and give that something for the heights for them to reach.
Yeah.
And and then that eventually led to Target Center booking that. Unfortunately, while you were injured, still just the name of Ric Flair being out there and having you to come out and open the show just by talking.
Yeah.
It just shows people here love you, and they love to just come see you talk.
I'm honored. It's a great city.
Yeah, and then
I don't miss the cold, but I miss Minneapolis.
Yeah, it's it always
But
feels.
now that I'm here for a couple hours, I don't even notice it. You just have to change the type of clothing you wear.
Yeah. Well, it's because you warm it up.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
Yeah. And then, but another match you had in that building, the Target Center, one that I feel very fortunate I was able to see. It was in early 2000 against your, I think someone who you had
Shawn
tremendous
Michaels.
chemistry with. I was going to say Curt Hennig.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, February 2000.
Is that right? Curt Hennig wrestled here?
Yeah. Yeah, and that was one where he came. It was an unannounced one. It was a surprise one, and he came out in a golden gopher.
Oh,
hoodie.
yeah. God, you've got a good memory. Yeah.
It's unforgettable for me.
Yeah,
So, it's those things that are burned in the brain.
Yeah,
so.
and I think that I wrestled his dad all those years earlier.
Yeah, the great Larry the Axe.
The Axe. I wrestled the Axe a lot, yeah.
And so, what are some of your memories with the Hennigs?
Just great. I mean, just family. So sad about Curt. I mean, just way too young. But, it's like, even, Larry's gone now, but I don't think Larry ever accepted the fact that Curt liked the pills too. And one day he just took one too many. I remember I think I found him in Tampa, but he was a great kid, and he was very, very talented in the ring, and a really nice guy.
Yeah,
The whole family.
It always shone through, and then in that match too, you can see his son Joe, who later wrestled as Curtis Axel, like popping up there in the crowd, and it's really a nice one to revisit in that whole era.
Absolutely.
And then you mentioned the great Larry the Axe Hennig, and shortly before he died, he actually released his own brand of beer locally out here.
Oh, did he?
So he getting the wrestler to beverage business, which we can also see here with the new Woo
Energy, man.
Woo Energy. Yeah. So with Woo Energy, and you have such a connection with the audience beyond wrestling and being able to talk them into the building and getting them to turn on their TVs. My dad lived in North Carolina for over a decade. He moved there from Minnesota, and then so to see you, whether it's the Ric Flair lottery tickets, the Ric Flair mocha drink, the Ric Flair car insurance, like. What is it, do you think, you attribute to being able to have such a connection with an audience in so many ways?
I don't know. It's just something. I think you're born with it, and you just you try to make the best of everything you do, and try to make people feel good about themselves, and just try to be the best person you can be. Which you can't be every day of your life, but you certainly can try.
And one person who you certainly brought the best out with, and also brought the best out in you, and another Minnesotan, the great Mean Gene Okerlund.
Oh, my very close friend.
Or when you were in the ring with him, Mean
Gene.
Or by God,
Gene. Yeah, the best.
Yeah. So the you and Gene dynamic, did that also carry on off screen as well?
Oh yeah, martinis every night. Even when we had one kidney, we were still drinking martinis.
Nice. Yeah, that's the important things in life. The martinis. It's what it's about.
Yeah.
So, cool. So, we're all very excited to see you back in the Target Center. Once again.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because I think that the Shawn Michaels match was that, or the Big Show match was the last time you were in there.
One of those two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Show, the hardcore match, the thumbtacks and all that.
Yeah. So it's adding to the unpredictability of downtown Minneapolis.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I love the Big Show. I see him a lot. He's for AEW now.
Yeah. No BS. Paul White.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Very nice.
So, finally, with so much that you've done in your career, on top of that, the ESPN documentaries, the other documentaries,
The Peacock is great,
one, and with all that's been written about you, the multiple books, I wanted to just give you the floor and ask, what do you think is the biggest misconception about you that you'd like to correct?
I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't know. I don't really dwell on that. I mean, people are going to think what they think. Social media is going to like you or not like you. You can't live by it. You just have to, and unfortunately, people do. It can control people's lives. I mean, it just, just. I probably wish I'd been able to spend more time with my family, but the job I had just didn't allow that to happen.
But your family too. Also, I was gonna say, your daughter has her own history at the Target Center. First woman to ever main event at the Target Center, and then the first woman to ever main event a pay-per-view at the Target Center.
Yeah.
So the accolades there.
Yeah, she's unreal, isn't she?
She's spectacular.
Yeah.
And I bet she's looking forward to tomorrow because she keeps getting better by the day.
Yeah, she's every day. It's unbelievable. She gets better every damn day.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm looking forward to tomorrow as well, because tomorrow is AEW Dynamite at the Target Center. So excited to see you, and thank you once again so much.
Thank you, man. I'm honored to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
On Wednesday, November 29th.
Oh my God!
Will you be there live when AEW returns to the Target Center for their only live event this year?
Here we go! Oh!
AEW Dynamite and Rampage will take over the Twin Cities for this amazing night of elite professional wrestling action.
My God, listen to that! I'm better than you! We're live in the Twin Cities!
What a good night bang!
Don't miss AEW at the Target Center. Tickets are on sale now. Go to AEWTix.com.